So are you having trouble with your Labrador and they just simply won't stop chewing? Are they destroying everything in the home? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about that and hopefully be able to help you overcome it. Welcome back to the Fenrir Labrador Show, and if you are new here, my name's Will. I'm a canine behaviourist and I'm the founder of FenrirCanineLeaders.com, and this channel is dedicated to helping you learn everything you could possibly dream of knowing about the glorious Labrador Retriever. So if you're a lifetime lover of the breed, if you're just getting into them, or maybe you've just bought a puppy yourself, then this channel is definitely for you. So start your incredible journey by hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so that you never miss a future Labrador video. So as a canine behaviourist, and because of our main channel is growing in popularity and we get over 1 million views every single month, I do get a lot of requests for works with so many different breeds. And what I find really interesting is that I can start to notice themes that come up over and over again with certain breeds. And when it comes to the Labrador, by far and away the most common request I get for help with behaviour modification or behaviour rehabilitation is around Labradors chewing and destroying things in the home, especially younger Labradors from puppy through to adolescence. Now, I personally have a working Labrador Sully, and I can attest that even as myself, as a canine behaviourist, Labradors can be a nightmare when it comes to chewing. We have lost 2 dining room chairs to our Labrador, we've lost our carpet to a Labrador, and we've lost the 2 bottom steps of our staircase to our Labrador, as well as the windowsill on the window that's on the staircase, all from having those momentary lapses of judgment where we weren't able to observe the Labrador when it was a puppy, or not putting it in its playpen when we popped out to run errands. So I have extensive experience, not only professionally in helping people overcome these behaviours, but I can promise you I have plenty of personal experience in just how frustrating a Labrador's chewing can be. So let's break down what it is that we can do to help you overcome this. And there's definitely a few steps, and it kind of depends on what stage of chewing your Labrador's in. Now, if they're still a young puppy, it's completely normal for them to chew. All puppies are teething, they explore the world with their mouth, they don't have hands and thumbs the way that we do, so everything goes into their mouth. And it can be a very challenging time, especially with Labradors with those little razor teeth that they can have, whether that's chewing your hand or whether it's chewing things that you don't want them to. And in those situations, I recommend a process called correct, redirect, reinforce. Now, correct doesn't mean any kind of physical correction. It's simply a verbal no or or any kind of verbal marker that means stop doing what you're doing. You're then going to remove the thing from them that they are chewing that they shouldn't be. So that's the correct phase. We're then going to redirect the puppy to chew something that we do want them to chew, their toys, a Kong, anything that you have set aside for them to chew and for them to ease their mouth in, which if you haven't got, you definitely should. And then when they are chewing on those right things, we then reinforce. So we correct, we redirect to the appropriate chewing, whatever it is, and then we reinforce it positively with praise, maybe a bit of an additional food reward, but we let them know that yes. So we first start with no, I don't want you to chew those things. Please chew this things. Yes, thank you very much. That's the thing I want you to chew. And if you do that consistently over and over again, Labradors, being so smart and being so eager to please you, will very quickly learn the things that they should and that they shouldn't chew. So that's kind of in that typical phase that all Labradors and all puppies, usually from all breeds, but in particular Labradors, will go through. Now, with Labradors being retrieval dogs and gun dogs, they have that soft mouth feature, which tends to mean that their teething process can be more severe than with many other breeds. Now, as we move through adolescence, once the dog has moved through teething, those chewing behaviours start to become a little bit more complex, and there's usually a couple of reasons for this. First of all, it might be them simply exploring the world still with their mouth, but by now, through that consistency, we should have been able to redirect them and reinforce them on the things that we do want them to chew. If you haven't done that, that same kind of correct, redirect and reinforce process is where we want to be going. The second most common reason that Labradors in adolescence and then even in adulthood, and by the way, usually when you hit about 18 months to 2 years, you'll find that your Labrador will start start to chew much, much less. If that isn't the case, or you're getting it excessively at the adolescent stage, there's probably a very high likelihood that that has pent up energy and needs to be released. So the best thing that you can do to help is to exercise your dog as much as physically possible. If you combine exercise, really mentally draining them and physically draining that pent up energy, and then you're providing them the right things that you do want them to chew and utilizing that methodology of correcting them if they're chewing the wrong thing, and then redirecting and reinforcing when they are chewing the right things. If you're consistent with that approach and you make sure that you're providing a lot of mental and physical exercise, you'll find that very quickly Labradors will ease off on their chewing and off on their destructive behavior. Now, while they're going through this process, and all dogs do go through this process, and some dogs will relapse, some will start to make a lot of kind of progress, and then they might take a few steps back. While they're going through that and in the stage before you can trust them explicitly, I then highly recommend that you limit the access of the dog, especially when you're going out. This is why I always recommend crate training a dog. Crate training isn't cruel when done properly. It's one of the best things that you can do for your dog and for their happiness, but also for the sake of them not destroying your home and also finding themselves in very dangerous situations if they're chewing things like wires, for example. So crate training a Labrador can be a fantastic tool, and then you can utilize either a crate or a pen, or if you can trust them in a room like a utility, you can put a baby gate up in that utility. But that level of confinement can be an excellent tool just to help them get through that process when sometimes they just simply can't help themselves. And we as good canine leaders need to be able to step in, put in rules, boundaries and expectations to help set them up for success. Then when they achieve that success, we can reinforce and praise highly. If we do the wrong things and we have too high expectations, we might be setting our dog up to fail, and that's not the dog's fault, it's always our fault. So as good, calm, consistent canine leaders, we need to set our Labradors up for success and then praise and reinforce that success. If even with that level of confinement they still end up accidentally chewing the wrong things, that simple process of correct, redirect and reinforce is excellent. It's not physically punitive, it's not harmful in any way, it's just a good way to communicate with our dogs not only the thing that we do want, but being able to communicate that no, sorry, I don't want you to do that, and you need to listen to me because I am in charge, I am your calm, consistent leader. And if you take that approach consistently, I promise you, you will get through this phase. But understand, you are not alone, and pretty much every Labrador owner in the world can attest and will have some kind of dramatic story to them destroying something. Usually when we look back in hindsight, it can be quite funny, but at the time it can have people pulling their hair out. So don't give up. Stay calm, stay consistent and be a good leader, but I promise you, you'll get there. Now, if you do need any other help with any other areas of training your Labrador, you can check out our Ultimate Labrador Owner's Guide. The link to that is down in the description box below. If you've got any questions and you want me to do a video like this for your question, then leave them down in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to help wherever I can. If you are new here, again, don't forget to subscribe and join this amazing community around the incredible Labrador Retriever breed. And I can't wait to see you on the next episode of the Fenrir Labrador Show.